back to another episode of the Black Fatherhood Conversations podcast. I am your host, Mike Owens. We have an amazing show for you guys tonight. It's an excellent panel up here. We got some new faces up here. It should be a great one. And you know what? We gotta get our salutations and greetings out the way first before we get started tonight. But I did want to shout out my good friend Justin Washington. He has a brand, a clothing brand called Garments of Salvation. That's what it's called, and it's an excellent brand. Garments of Salvation. I'm gonna actually put it up in the link in the public chat so you guys can see it. But anybody that wants to buy some dope faith-based clothing, go to garmentsofsalvation.com. If you use our code on here, fatherhood, it gets you 15% off of your order. So if you guys could go on garmentsofsalvation.com, I'm going to put it in the actual chat so you guys can see it. And you can actually purchase something and get 15% off and tell them Mike sent you. But now that we got that out the way, let's get into our show a little bit. And I'm gonna give these guys their introductions because they definitely need them. To the top, man. This is a good brother right here, man. We go all the way back to what 2015, 2014, working together, man. At Sprint, no longer Sprint anymore. That's how you know it's a long time ago. Uh, but yeah, man, give it up for my guy, man. A good guy here, Dre Howard, man. How you doing tonight, Dre?
What's good, man? All is well on my end, bro. Feeling good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, man. I'm glad you came on the show. And then to the right of him, man, me and Rashad, we actually have a kid that's around the same age, and he moved down here around probably around the same time we did, man. And his wife worked with my wife, and now I told him, I said, man, we got to get Rashad on this show because I seen him a couple months ago, and I'm like, man, we got
Yeah,
to get Rashad on this show. So I reached out to
for sure.
Rashad, man. He's a STL boy himself, man. So give it up for my guy Rashad, man. How you doing tonight, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. Thanks for the introduction. Appreciate you having me on, man. I'm excited.
Yes, yes, we excited to have you on, man. It's gonna be a good show.
Yes,
To
sir.
the right of him,
Yes,
it's
sir.
a staple of the show, man. This guy, man, he always dropping nuggets, dropping gems. I am happy to call him now a brother, man, and give it up for my guy Kevin Aldridge Jr., man. You doing
You're
all right tonight,
what
bro?
I what I, I'm straight. I'm straight, man. I can't complain at all, bro. I'm chilling.
That's good. That's good. And then already to the left, man, he came on last week. I said, man, we gotta give him a rerun because he came on in the
Yeah.
middle of the show last week. So we said, man, we gotta give him his due, his due, man. He gotta get a real run of the show, man. He only got 20 minutes last week, so we gotta give him his full hour this week, man. Give it up for my guy, man, DJ, man.
I
How you doing
appreciate
tonight,
it.
bro?
I appreciate it. Thank you, bro. I'm
Oh
good,
yeah,
man. Thank y'all, man. Thank
I'm
y'all.
glad you back on, man. And then
Yeah,
always
appreciate
fashionably
the
late,
invite, man. Thank you.
my cousin George. Everybody
Thank.
know who
Oh
cousin
no. Oh,
cousin George is fashionably late. I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to get his headphones fixed. He a little diva, so we'll give him a little time to get his stuff fixed, and he'll probably be on here in the next 5 minutes. But you know what, man? How we do this show, how we start this show, we started off the same way every week. We ask you guys, how's your mental? All right. Us as brothers, us as black men, a lot of times we hide a lot of stuff, we hold a lot of stuff in, and we don't have an outlet to get it out. So, what I do is I ask all you guys, how's your mental been the last 7 days on a scale of a 1 to 10? How has your mental been? And I'm telling you guys, this week, man, my wife just came in here and prayed for me before we start the show. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. I've been taking on a lot of things, a lot of other people's problems that's turning into my problems that I gotta handle. And you know what, man? In the end, I still count it all joy, man. I'm happy to be alive, be healthy. But it
Man,
has been a very stressful past couple days, guys, this week. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say about a 5.56. And you know what? I'm hoping that I have a good week. I know I'm gonna have a good week. My good brother Kevin, he's coming down here and visiting. I'm very, very excited about that. But
yes,
yeah, man,
sir.
these past couple days, man, they've been taking a toll on me a little bit. So y'all just keep me lifted up. I'm gonna be all right. You just have weeks like this sometimes where it don't seem like nothing's going right. It's always something else happen and this happened and it's a lot and it deals takes a toll on you. But I will be fine. So let's start with Dre, man. Dre, how has this week been on a scale of 1 to 10 these past 7 days since last Tuesday?
Man, it's been a challenging one as well too. Mentally, we carry many as men, we carry many hats. We carry a lot on our shoulders. So, you know, I'd say it's been about a 6.5 to be honest, man. But it's just all about your perspective on how you get to it. So for me, like I like to get quiet. Went to the beach, let it unwind, let God have it, and walked away peacefully, man. And things started to get better, man. I guess I was trying to take everything into my own perspective, but we realized like we're not supposed to do that. It's not ours to carry. So I had to let them have it, bro. So once I did that, man, the week has been progressing. So not too bad, man. Thanks for asking.
Man, thank you for sharing that, man. Because it's it's like, man, somebody else going through it too. You know what I mean? It's like, man, it's a lot this week. So yeah. What about you,
Yep.
Rashad? How your week been, man?
Man, it's been pretty good. I can't complain. Just hit a milestone 38. Just turned 38 on Sunday.
Man,
So
happy
Happy
birthday, bro.
birthday.
that's a blessing. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. It's a blessing to see that.
Yes,
And
it is.
God let me see that another year. So, man, just being in that front in that mind, that state of mind, and just 38, seeing another year, being able to wake up, see my son, see my family, make sure they good. Like it's a blessing. But we all still
Man,
go through our things, on a day to day. So, um, you know, I could say it's probably about a two. I can't complain this week, but I mean last week was a six and a half. So
Yeah, you said wait, it was a two out of 10 this week
yeah. So far, it's
so
been
far.
cool. It's been cool. It's
All
been
right,
cool.
wait. That's good or bad? Because two is
Oh,
bad.
good.
So you mean eight?
Okay. Okay. So
hey,
I'm about to say
hey,
I'm gonna have to
hey.
okay.
pray
So
for
it's
you
been
right
eight.
now, Rashad. You
My
have
bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. So yeah. So I say
Hey,
about an
man,
eight.
hold up.
It's
You
been
get mad
Better
over it,
start
man.
praying
You had
right
a
now.
horrible week. Yeah.
Hey, no. Can you hear me? Start
yeah.
praying over my boy.
He say put it on me right now.
You hear me?
Yeah,
Hey, we
let's
ain't
get
gonna
the
wait.
Nah,
praise
it's
in
been
there,
good. It's
man.
been good. I had it confused. I'm in the eight. We've been
Hey,
good.
all
It's good.
right. It's
Yes,
good.
sir.
Good week. Good week. All right, man. What about you, Kev, man? How your week been, man?
It's been cool. It's been dragging.
Uh,
Man, it's been so long already. So it's only Tuesday. I feel like it should be about a Thursday or Friday already, but nothing too crazy though. It's just long so
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't complain. I'm about a seven, so it's all good.
Oh, that's good. And then
Yeah.
what about you? What about you, DJ? How your week been, man?
It's been cool, man. A couple ups and downs. I would probably say about like I'm like you, bro. I'm probably like a five, maybe. What I'm saying? Maybe six. Just you try and things just don't go your way, so you get frustrated a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so you kind of get stuck on what to do next. But it's all gonna be all right though. It's all gonna be all right. It could be
That's good.
worse. I promise. There's been times where it was worse. So
Could be worse. Could be worse. All right. Definitely could. Thank you guys for
Yeah.
being as candid as possible. But we're gonna get into the show, man. We got a couple questions for you guys tonight. We're gonna try to get it through as many as we possibly can in this next hour. And I'm sorry for everybody, because we do start this show. I'm normally a timely person. We start this show at 8 o'clock. But a lot of times the technical difficulties of us trying to figure out this new streaming site sometimes gives us problems where we want to give you guys the best audio and video possible. So we got to get some stuff fixed on our end before we get started. But thank you guys for bearing with us tonight, and then I promise you we're gonna get better at getting it started on time. But the first question that I have for you guys today is this: Your teenage son says real men don't cry. How do you redefine strength for him? And Rashad, I know you're a newbie on this show. I normally give you guys a little time to think about it, but I don't give you guys the questions for a reason. It's because I want you guys to think about it and be as honest and candid as possible when you're answering these questions. But me personally, when it comes to if my son was to say anything like this, where he says real men don't cry, I think real men do cry. Real men cry. If you a real man, you've been through something where you gonna get on your knees and cry. All right. You went through something, whether it's death, whether it's grief, whether it's a disappointment in life, whether you feel like you ain't where you need to be in life, where all you can do is get on your knees and cry. But the only thing about crying is you got to get up and keep moving. That's the biggest thing of how do you respond after you cry? Because a lot of men cry and don't do nothing about it. Once you let that cry out, how do you get up and say, okay, what's my plan for getting better? What's my plan for where I don't have to be back on my knees crying again? What am I going to do to change what I'm crying about? All right. And sometimes it could be grief, but a lot of times I've cried because I felt like I wasn't where I was in life. I let myself down. I let my family down in certain situations to where all I could do is get on my knees and cry out to God in tears because I ain't have nothing else I could do. And I'm at a dead end. I don't know what else to do. All right. But for somehow, God made a way. He made a way out of no way. In those situations, it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. You can't stay in that state though. That's the biggest thing is you cannot stay in that state. All right. And that's what I would tell my son is real men do cry. Real men have emotions. You're human. You have emotions. What's the scary part is when you don't show emotion, when you don't let those emotions out. All right, because somehow they're gonna get out regardless. They're gonna get out through anger. They're gonna get out through
Yeah.
any other way. I'm telling you now, the emotions gonna come out regardless. All right, and so
Mhm.
you might as well just go ahead and let it out and cry. And
That's
I
real.
ain't saying you be a crybaby because Lord knows I don't like a crybaby either. You crying about everything that ain't good either.
Yeah.
Too much of something is ain't good either. If you crying about every situation, then I'm like, hey, bro, you gotta cut the crying out and get to moving.
So you gotta
Yeah,
figure that
yeah,
out.
it's okay. Yeah, it's okay to cry every now and then, but if you crying all the time, that's another thing too.
Right.
But yeah, it's no problem, and I would tell my son that son, it's no problem with you crying. All right, let those emotions out, get those things out. So we'll start with Rashad on this one. Since he's our newcomer. Rashad, how would you respond to if your son was to say something like that?
You know, um, we've had this conversation. It was a point in time where my son is the only child, so him getting his way was like he always did. He the only child on both sides, like grandchild. So
Mhm.
he gets whatever he wants. And so, it got to a point where I had to sit him down and just say, when you don't get your way, when you tell them no, everything is exaggerative. It's blown like, oh, I can't believe you telling me no, like, but, I had to have a moment with him, a talk with him like, hey, son, just because it's no, that doesn't mean that you got to flip because you're not getting your way. Like we got to understand that like life is not getting your way. You're not going to get your way all the time in life. It's certain things and certain plans you got to put in place to get through these things. But son, life ain't going to be easy.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And so I've seen him cry just on numerous occasions where he just, he going off, because it's emotion. He don't ain't used to hearing this. So I usually try to sit him down and get him to redirect how to how to maintain those emotions. Hey son, it's okay to cry, but what are we really crying about?
Uh-oh. You freeze on your end?
Certain things that
Yeah.
yeah, it's
You
certain
froze for
things
a minute,
you
Rashad. You
can't. I
good now.
understand you crying about, but it's other things that you shouldn't have to cry about, and just getting him to understand that dynamic. I think in kids at a young age, like there's certain things I know you're gonna cry about, but like you crying over because of a toy, that ain't nothing to cry about.
Yeah.
So just get them to understand those things. I think it's okay to cry. Every man should. And it, like you said before, piggybacking off of you, if you a man and you got any kind of you done been through something hard. So you done sat on you done got on your knees and put them hands together and prayed to the man upstairs a many a time. I know I have. So it's all right to cry.
Yeah. What about you on this one, Dre?
Yeah, I agree, man. My sons, I tell them that what we know as men, first of all, let's start with us. Anything bottled up, It's not good to hold in because if we don't get it out at the wrong time, and you can take it out, and it could be bad. Let's just be honest, right? You don't ever know how much you can take. So I believe that crying, it kind of releases tension, it kind of releases stress. But I'm 100% agreeing upon you can't be a crybaby. You gotta. I always say let it out, and then let's figure out a result from it. Right? Okay,
Yep.
cool. Got that off your chest. Cool. You good? All right, we good. So let's figure out how to resolve that issue because we don't also want to go backwards, and we don't want unresolved issues either. Right? So we need to learn how to face our emotions. Emotions is something that as a man we need to learn because not only do we have emotions, but when we get into a relationship, when we our kids are no longer teenagers and they start to get into relationships, you got a woman who's got emotions, you got a man who's got emotions. You got to learn how to control our own so that we can be able to handle our woman's emotions too. So at a young age, it starts with nipping stuff in the butt and having that conversation. Not like, hey man, hey son, you not supposed to cry. Like I was always told not to cry, suck it up, tuck your lip in. Like that's how we was raised to be hard. However, we need to get that out. It is healthy at times, right? So it's just about channeling it and then coming to a resolution and discussing what you're feeling, right? Talking
Right.
about what you're feeling, talking about those emotions, and then knowing some things you don't need to cry about and some things okay you can let it out because you don't want no crybaby and you don't want no soft boy either.
That's good. What about you on this one, Kev?
For me is I'm first of all I'm gonna ask my son where he get that from because I'm a crybaby. I cry all the time, and if you think because I cry I ain't no real man, first thing I'm gonna do is throw him a pair of boxing gloves and tell him to fight me because you got me messed up. You gonna have to see me first. but but now on a serious tip, man, crying emotions those are God given. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The Bible says He collects our sorrows, and He counts our sorrows and collect our tears. So He gave us that. I always think about how powerful it is for Him, for Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Our Savior, to sit with Lazarus' family and weep. You know, He sat with Lazarus' family and wept, and He knew He was finna save them. He knew He was finna raise Lazarus from the dead, but He still put Himself you know what I'm saying, in the shoes and felt what His family felt, and in that moment He wept. So sometimes we need to be like Jesus was to Lazarus' family, to some of our friends, and just sit and cry with them. They going through pain, they going through things.
That's good.
Sometimes we need to sit there and let it out with them. So, for like Shy said, everything ain't worth crying for. You know what I'm saying? But in those situations where you feel hurt or you feel pain, let it out. And then, like what Mike said, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep it pushing.
That's it.
But I think crying, real men need to cry. You know,
Good man,
because
cry.
because like Dre said, stuff get bottled up, and not only what I'm saying, we might explode. What I'm saying, and lash out how we don't want to, but we can also start causing health issues and diseases in our bodies and all kind of crazy stuff. So let that mess out, man. Let
Get
it
that
out.
stress out, bro. I'm telling you, bro,
Mm-hmm.
That's
especially
real.
as black
That's
men, it's
facts,
very
bro.
important that we have outlets.
Facts.
All right. Because
Yeah.
it's either going to cause health issues or you going to do something where you end up in jail. All right. A lot of men,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, a lot of men end up in jail, not because they bad people, it's because they just made a bad decision. All right.
Right.
Or they
Right.
they
Yep.
had some they had some stress or something pent up to where they just exploded and did and
Yep.
made a wrong choice that affected their life for the next couple years, the next 20 years. But yeah, that's why you have to have outlets like this. All right. So you can get it out. All right. What about you on this one, DJ?
Man, I don't have sons. I have a daughter, and man, she once said to me, she's like, "Daddy, I've never seen you cry." I was like, when I was growing up, we used to talk. You don't cry. You don't need to be crying. You know what I'm saying? But as I've gotten older and has had a daughter, and now I had to, adjust my way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? I had to think differently. Like it's okay. It's healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's healthy for you. like we all been saying, keeping stuff bottled up, man. It just nothing is good when it's bottled up. Everything always feels great when you release it, no matter how you look at it. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Like certain situations, you need a good cry, man. You know what I'm saying? You need a good,
Sure.
whether it's in your car, on the toilet, in the shower, wherever you comfortable at, a good cry is needed. But of course, hey man, look, you embarrassed because you've been disobedient. Now you want to cry to try to get out of it. We're not going
Right.
for that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
That part right there.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
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 That's a different story.
Yeah.
Those are the type of tears. I used to tell my daughter, I don't fall for tears. But I know when you're trying to manipulate the situation, you get
Exactly.
involved in the
Absolutely.
tears. Like that kind of crying we not gonna do. But any like your emotional, you feeling some type of way, you heartbroken. Oh, I get it, let it out. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. But we're just gonna get it back up. We're gonna dust off. We're gonna shake it off. We're gonna walk it off, and we're gonna get back to it. So yeah, that's just my take on it. It's good and healthy. It's just
That's good,
no. It's
man.
just why you crying? You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me why, so we can talk about the why and deal with the
Mhm.
root of the why are you crying. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Not
Sure.
not because you don't want to get a whooping, because that's coming. You know what I'm saying? Because you hard headed. You know what I'm saying? So
You can't,
that's just
you
my take
can't
on it.
say you
Hey
can't
man.
shake this whooping that's
That's
on the way.
coming.
Yeah, you
That's
can't take
coming.
that
You ain't getting out of this whooping. Yeah, man.
Right.
Hey, we
one.
appreciate y'all for all those answers. Those was really good answers, man. Here's the next question, man. We talk a lot about our struggles on this show. We're very vulnerable on this show, but we don't talk a lot about our wins a lot of times. And you know what? That's a good thing too. You talk about the struggles, but you got to talk about the things in life that you feel like you've accomplished already. That's one thing I always try to do. I talked to my coworker about that. Is like in my barber, I was like, man, it's a lot of things that I ain't doing right now, but I still got to be proud of the stuff that I have accomplished. All right. You got to count it all joy, and you got to be happy and grateful for the things that God has blessed you with.
That's real.
And my question to you guys is, what personal achievement are you most proud of in your life? And that's something that we really don't think about a lot, because we always thinking about what we don't have or what we can get better at. And that's good to do those things, but you got to always be proud of the things that you have done. And I'll say it's two things for me that I'm very proud of in my life right now. First of all, it's the fact of that I have this podcast and I've continued it. I've started this podcast back in late 2022, early 2023. And
Yeah.
right now we're going on 3 years of this podcast. Not this podcast, but my last podcast, but be podcasting. It's been 3 whole years. And it's been a blessing that I've been able to stay consistent with this thing and continue to do this thing. The other thing that I'm very proud of is that I purchased a home before the age of 30. I was 28 when we purchased our home, a brand new home. That's something that a lot of people don't achieve. And that's something that I set myself out, me and my wife set ourselves out to do, was to purchase a home, something where we could, build equity, and it could give us a return on. And I'm very, very proud of us, because it's not easy. It's not easy maintaining a home. It's very expensive.
Mhm.
uh, Unexpected expenses come out of nowhere. We just got an HOA thing saying our tree was dead. They tried to charge us money for that. Had to get a tree removed. The air conditioning might go out on you. The sink, the garbage disposal need to be fixed. It's always something with a house that costs money. And I'm
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
very proud of myself and my wife that we've been able to maintain this house, and be able to, be homeowners, because it's a lot of people that's twice my age that have never bought a house. All right. And I'm not saying that might be their preference, but I'm just saying I was
That's
blessed to
real.
do those things, and it's a big accomplishment. So that's something that I'm proud of.
It is.
And let's start with DJ on this one. DJ, what would you say is a personal achievement of yours that you're most proud of?
Man, honestly, man, it's more so from a rental standpoint. Uh, my daughter graduated high school and went off to college.
That's
Like
amazing.
I always
That's
thought that
dope.
was, and I mean like out of state college. You know what I'm saying? Not just like the local. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Growing up, and most black families, college really wasn't the thing. You know what I'm saying? Breaking those, breaking that generational curse and starting to, set new traditions for your family is a big deal for me.
That's beautiful.
Watching her go off to school, you know what I'm saying? Seeing her go off to college, and not just on a athletic scholarship, but a forensic science, you know what I'm saying? Like a forensic science major, like really going
Yeah.
into something that's not the typical black major. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean? Like
That's
Right.
stuff like
awesome.
that. Like that was that right there for me, man. Was great. She made the dean's list, and she's still on
Awesome,
the
man.
dean's list, man. Like that right there for me uh, is a big accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? That was always a goal for me. 'Cause I just wanted her. That was the reason we even decided to move to Texas. Uh, just for different opportunities and bigger opportunities, because I didn't want her to go to the schools that we were at when we was in Memphis. I wanted her to think broader. You know what I'm saying? I wanted her to widen her mind, widen her range, and so that has worked out for us very well, man. So I'm super proud of her. To that as a father, that's and just as a man in general. That's my only child, and she's actually graduated in high school and off to college. She's in school in Phoenix. So, you know, I talk about crime. Yeah, you know what I mean. But I'm so proud of her, man, and that's my goal for me.
That's
That's
good,
what's
man.
up.
What
That's
about
what's
you,
up, man.
Dre?
Congrats on that.
What
Congrats.
personal achievement that you're the most proud of, Dre?
Oh man, there's so many. Um, but I'll just say, to be honest with you, man, I say I've been through many trials and tribulations in my life, but I've never, I never lost my faith in God, man. Honestly, I think
Amen.
that's my biggest achievement, bro. Because I've been down to sleeping in
Mm.
my car. I've been down to having no house, no nothing. And my
Hmm.
faith hasn't wavered a little bit. Yeah, I've weathered the
Yeah.
storm, and I stayed 10 tones down,
Mm.
and I got everything back and more. I'm very, very proud of where God has brought me to. Married. I have six beautiful children from 8 years old all the way to 24. They're all doing their thing. Ain't nobody locked up. Ain't nobody doing drugs. I'm counting my blessings. They're healthy.
Amen.
My wife and I, business owners, that's another, it was a struggle in the beginning, and now things are flourishing. So it's all because my
Yeah.
faith never, it always kept the same, man. My faith in God, bro. So I'm gonna say my relationship with Christ, bro, is probably my
Mm.
biggest accomplishment. That's helped me down
That's good
throughout
stuff.
37 years, almost 38 years of my life, bro.
That's dope.
Beautiful.
That's amazing, man.
Good
Thanks
That's
for
stuff.
that, Dre.
awesome, man.
What about you
Yeah,
on this, Rashad?
man. I think my biggest thing is, um, going through college and universities. My biggest thing was to go to school. We was always taught that, my mom and my dad was like, school is important, so you got to finish. So I went to school and I pledged and I did all this stuff and wound up getting out of school and not finishing. And there was a huge, huge thing for me that I didn't finish, right? And it always stuck with me. And so this past year I enrolled. I got back in
Oh
school
man,
and I said,
that's what's up.
I'm gonna finish. So I'm currently right now working on my cybersecurity degree. So, just trying to finish a bachelor's and possibly move on to my master's. I've been fortunate and blessed enough, just having a great job and being able to continue to excel without that, but I want to see what it takes me, how it
Mm.
take me after I finish. So I said, you know what, let me just go ahead and get back into this because God has blessed me so far. Now what can I do to help me keep pushing? Because he's got me there. Now what can I do? So I think that's a huge accomplishment for me, especially being at this age and getting back to it and going wanting to go back there. Some people just be like, yeah, my time has passed. Nah, I still got more to, I still got more to do, man. So,
That's
that
dope.
and on top of my family, on my family, that's big for me, just that that's one of the best blessings I ever had in my life. So those
Yeah.
two for sure. Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah.
What about you on this one, Kev?
Man, I want to piggyback on what Dre said, man, that foundation, that relationship with Christ, because it's just like a trickle down
Mm.
effect to everything else in life. You know what I'm saying? Once
Mm-hmm.
I committed fully to Christ, he blessed me with a wife, and then now I got beautiful kids who know Christ, who are Christ driven and live for Jesus, and then through my wife, I
Amazing.
found my job, I found the career where I can, you know what I'm saying, provide for these kids and take care of these kids. So that foundation in Christ has just been, you know what I'm saying, the catalyst to everything, the conduit to everything. So that's definitely my most valuable achievement so far, Uh,
Absolutely.
That's what's
yeah,
up, man.
Absolutely.
Yes.
yeah,
See, thank y'all for those answers, man. Those are all really good because that lets me learn a little bit more about you guys too. Knowing what you guys have achieved or what you guys are proud of in life. And, I know a lot of your struggles and your shortcomings. But we need to celebrate our wins. All right, celebrate
Sure.
our wins
True.
more. Give each other
it's
our
real.
That's
flowers
true.
more while they're alive and not while they're on an obituary. You got to start giving guys
Right.
their flowers.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I definitely
100%.
believe in is giving brothers their flowers while they still alive. That man, you're a good brother, man. You dope. All right. All y'all on here
Yeah,
are dope. I can see it. You know what I'm saying? So somebody just needs to hear that sometimes. We don't know what
That's
people
true.
going through. Real talk.
that's real.
That's true. 'Cause a lot of times in our community, it always seems to be a competition. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah,
and it don't have to
Man,
It
be.
is.
You
no,
gotta just you can be supportive in your own lane. It doesn't hurt to do that. Even sometimes in your own household, your family. Your family could be envious, jealous, but it all stems on how you were raised. It all stems on your surroundings and your influences. But you know when you like lock yourself in with God, man, He sends to like remove closed doors that don't need to be open no more, and He opens the new
Mhm.
doors that you walk through, and the noise just silences, and the people that you're around, He just puts you around individuals like yourselves, like Mike. Like, I got a new brotherhood from DJ Shad and Kev. Like this is dope
Sure.
because a lot of men, like, you guys are all very supportive. You guys are being honest, real, and that's another thing, is just the transparency, bro. Like, being able to
Yeah,
speak so freely and not feel like
yeah,
we judged or we gonna look at you sideways. Like, bro, like, we here
hmm
just connecting, man. And I appreciate that. And I'm gonna tell you, the nucleus of that brings everything together is Christ, bro. Because that's how He was. He
amen.
wasn't out here trying to, like, pick a side. He was like, I'm for everybody. I
I
don't
love all
judge
Sure.
y'all.
nobody. I'm showing love, man. So that's really my surroundings, man. We show love in spite of it
Yeah,
all. We keep it a buck at the end of the day. You know what
hmm
I'm saying? It's all love, man.
That's
So I
what's up.
appreciate this, man.
Man, thanks for that,
Yeah,
Dre. We
you too.
appreciate you for saying that, man. For
I
real.
I want to add to what Dre said, like, but even if you in the same lane as somebody, still show love. You know what I'm
Still show
saying?
love,
God,
bro.
Right,
God,
right.
God, God has never been a God to cap blessings.
Come on,
Yes.
bro.
You know what I'm
Come
saying? It's
on.
Yes.
enough for all
Speak.
of us.
It's
yeah,
enough for
He
everybody.
said
yeah,
he'll bless us so where we won't have room enough to receive. If we
Yes.
don't
Right.
have room for enough to receive, it's always going to be overflow.
Come on,
Yep.
bro. Come
You
on,
know what I'm
bro.
saying?
Preaching
If
now,
we
bro.
operate in
You're
that
preaching now.
overflow, we get to
Yeah.
bless everybody else around us. So let's
Yep.
operate out of love. You know what I'm saying? Let's make sure
Yep.
that we are compassionate with our brothers and our sisters. Let's just
Right.
love people.
Hmm. Yes.
And when
100.
God bless us, he blessed the tribe. He blessed everybody around you.
Yep.
So let's just,
Absolutely, bro.
yeah, I just wanted to
It's
say
good.
that,
yeah.
man. Let's love on each other. It ain't no room for hate.
Ain't
Come
no
on.
room
God
for
gonna
none of that,
bless,
man.
No,
and you know what I'm
Come
saying.
on.
And if you really
absolutely.
operating out of His principles, you are gonna bless other people too.
That
It's
part.
good.
For sure.
Yeah.
That part, bro.
For
We
sure.
got another question for you
I
guys,
couldn't.
man. This was a little bit more funner. It's a lighter question. But it says your son wants to wear expensive designer clothes just to fit in. Do you buy them? Uh, here's the thing, man. Uh, my son better get a job if he want anything designer. Okay. Now I ain't trying to say that I'm gonna put him out there because here's the thing, man. Back in the day, man, I'm telling you now, I wanted a couple different shoes that I couldn't get, and that's probably why I got a shoe fetish right now. Right?
I
Back
love
then,
shoes.
Exactly.
I wasn't getting the Jordan 1s and 2s. I was getting the Team Jordans. Okay, it wasn't.
Facts.
My mom and daddy wasn't buying me no Jordans. They wasn't buying me no Jabos. They wasn't buying me none of that, bro. I was getting Arizona jeans. Okay, I'm letting y'all know this right now. This is just really what my
Not
life
Ar-
was.
not Arizona.
I'm letting you know the JCPenney Arizona jeans was what I was getting before I got a job. You know what I'm saying? But I would never do that to my kids. You know what I'm saying? I want my kids to wear nice clothes, Nike, things like that. I ain't trying to put my mom and dad. My mom and dad were great parents, but they're not the most stylish people in the world. I'm just gonna let y'all know that right now. But when it comes to clothes, I'm a big clothes guy. I love clothes. I love shoes. I love to dress up. That's one thing I really like to do. And I never had the funds to do it back then when I was growing up as a teen. But one thing I would definitely say is I'm not gonna put my kid out where anywhere in school where they can get talked about. I know how that is. I know how kids are,
Yeah.
especially with me, Kev, and Shot growing up in St. Louis. We know how it is. All right, we know how it is going to school. It is
Don't
a
come up
gauntlet.
short.
If you ain't wearing
At
certain
all.
stuff, you about to get it.
Don't come
Right?
up short.
They about to fire you up. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. If you got on the road clothes,
Yes,
you get it. All right. So
that's
I would
For
real.
sure.
never do that to my kids. I'm gonna put them in nice clothes. They're always gonna look neat. But designer clothes, I don't know how y'all parents do it. I'm even looking at some of these proms like, how y'all paying for this? I look at a prom, they rent out a Bentley, they got this, they got designer shoes. I'm like, I don't even know how y'all do all that because I know that's about 15K. I know I shouldn't be counting numbers, but I'm counting your pockets. I am. But here's the thing: if my kid ain't got no job, he ain't getting no Versace, he ain't getting no Gucci, he ain't getting none of that. Okay, I'm letting y'all know that right now. All right. Now maybe if it was a situation where it's like, okay, you get all good grades, you get straight A's. We gonna set some parameters. If you get straight A's, I might get you something, or I might go
There we
half
go.
on it. I might
Right.
go half on it. You gonna give me the other half. But just
Yeah.
buying designer clothes to fit in. First of all, bro, half y'all don't even know how to wear these designer clothes right. Y'all be looking like
Just
clowns in it. For real. It's not what you wear it. It's who's wearing
How
the
you
stuff.
wear it. Yep,
Y'all
that
gotta
part.
understand that, bro. It's how you
How you
wear it and
wear it,
who's
yeah.
wearing it. All right. Cause you could wear, I go to
Absolutely.
Walmart, get me a dope shirt, and it's gonna look good. You wouldn't even know it. Target,
Exactly.
any of these places. You go to Ross, you pick you out a shirt. Burlington might find you a little cold little shirt, put it with some jeans. But y'all talking about all this designer stuff. Yeah, I'm not doing that for my kids. But I ain't gonna have them
For
in no
sure.
Payless, no Buster Browns, no Stride. I ain't putting them in none of that. Okay, that's not gonna
that's
happen.
Buster
right, right.
Right?
Brown.
Yeah, I'm not
Buster
putting. Yeah, we
Browns
gonna
is
we gonna we gonna
crazy.
have them in some nice clothes and shoes. They gonna look
Crazy.
good. They gonna look good, but we ain't gonna be having them looking crazy where they wearing Versace. First of all, y'all ain't, you can't afford it, so it don't even matter. All right, and half the time, I'm gonna be honest with you and y'all kids. Y'all kids stuff be fake. All right, it ain't
Boy,
even real.
yeah.
They be
Oh,
buying fake stuff. It be
absolutely.
fake.
DH
All
Gates heavy. You heard me?
right,
Absolutely.
DH
Hey,
Gate, FDH Gate.
Big
Yeah.
big T.
All that.
DHK.
Hey, I tell you that, man. Hey, I'll give y'all this story, bro. My daddy, I said, "Hey, Dad, I want a pair of Air Force Ones." He's like, "You want a pair of Air Force Ones?" I'm like, "Yeah, let me get a pair of Air Force Ones." He took me over East St. Louis to the flea market. Man,
mhm.
Mm.
I got about two. I was like, "Man, Dad, they got Air Force Ones." I had two pair. Man, 2 weeks later, bro, the
Give
sole was made out
me
of eraser.
two
The sole was like this. It was gone. My soul was gone. The soul was gone. I said, "Oh no, these joints, I gotta throw these away, bro." It was made out of eraser. The soul, half the soul on the Earth was gone, man. But shout out
dead
to
buddy.
Dad, man, because hey,
Yeah.
for 2 weeks, looked like I had some Air Force Ones on.
No
Couldn't
way.
tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? Until I got a job where I can afford my own clothes. But let's go ahead and start with Kev on this one. Would you buy your kids some designer clothes if it's just to fit in?
Man, you know, my son's 16, so he want purple jeans and this and that. And I'm like, no. I got a rule. If I wouldn't buy it for myself,
I ain't buying it for
I'm
you.
not buying it for you. I don't like you
Mm.
more than I like me. So
I
so
can't get
what
no
am I gonna buy for you for? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
And you know what I'm saying? I love shoes. You know what I'm saying? So my kids, they get the Jordans and the
Yeah.
shoes that they want and all of that. But I'm not. No, I'm not buying nothing no, you're not getting no Gucci, no Louis, no Prada, and I'm not doing it. I'm not.
Right.
It's a no.
Right.
Don't even. They know my son don't not even to ask me. Don't even no. Don't ask me. You know what I'm saying? So no, that's dead. It's the dumbest thing in the world. Like it's dumb. And then first of all, your kids don't even. They not even at an age where they gonna like fit this stuff forever. They're gonna grow out of it in two or
Right.
three
Yes.
Right.
months.
Right.
So why would you
Absolutely.
go buy? You know what
I
I'm saying?
don't.
A 16
Yeah.
year old who feet growing every. You know what I'm saying? Every month and a half. A
Right.
pair of $1,000 tennis shoes. You're dumb. You probably need to
Right.
reevaluate your life.
That part.
For sure.
I
That
don't.
part.
I don't.
For sure.
I don't agree. I'll just say that. Let me shut up.
What about, hey, Shot, because I see a lot of the J's in the back there, Shot. You see, I know you got a shoe
Me.
collection back there. What
Man,
you doing?
listen.
What you doing for your son if he say he wants some
You know,
well,
I'm. You know, I'm a.
some
You,
products or something like
Is
that.
this some cherry 12s back there? Is that what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's the cherry
you
12
know.
back there. I see it.
You,
Yeah.
you,
Oh,
that's
you know.
what
I'm.
you
A,
yeah. Supposed to.
you know. I'm a little. I'm a little. I'm a little biased on this question. You know what I mean? Because I done dabbled in a few expensive items. So
Yes.
it's I say it's like this, man. I've dabbled in the fashion world just because I love clothing. So I started a clothing line. I done worked around, did a few things in the clothing industry, worked with my cousin on clothing things. So like I my son is like really into that because that's what I'm into. But there's always a but to that,
Big butt.
he gotta understand. I think it's the teaching of a value of $1 at a young age for him to
Right.
understand, like,
Yep.
yeah, I got this stuff, but it's because I worked hard to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So what I try to get him to understand is that, yeah, he asked me for this kind of stuff now. He wants spider, he want all that stuff, and he only 8. But he want
Oh
all this
wow.
stuff that these,
Oh.
like, I'm real. Mike can tell you, dude. He like all of this nice stuff, and it's like, bro, listen, I know, but you gotta work for it. You gonna get out
Right.
there and cut this line,
Mm.
cause I can pay you, but you gonna work to get it.
Thank
Right.
you.
That's my
Gotta
thing.
earn it now.
But at the
Right.
same
Gotta earn
time,
Yeah.
in the same token, I'll take on the big T. Hey man, you finna get over here. Because I'm not coming out of that. I'm not coming out of that kind of price tag. No.
That is
I'm gonna get you
real.
something right over at Big
That's
T,
real,
brother.
dog. Hey, you sure right.
Man.
Get you some of these fake Balenciagas over here, dog, for
Man.
50. You get you 2-3 pair of them, all different colors.
Yeah.
You know?
That
For
Yeah, I
part,
sure.
remember
bro.
yeah, I remember the African schools that used to be here in St. Louis.
Hey man, listen.
Man.
I ain't gonna lie, we all done been in them African stores.
Yeah.
Bro.
I know it was a pair of them Air Force. Remember them Easter Air Force Ones that came out?
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody,
Uh-huh.
the mugs sold out everywhere. I
Yeah.
was in the
Yeah.
African store. I needed a pair of those.
Gotta have.
You
I
hey
had I
y'all
had to have a pair, bro.
y'all remember Stephen Barry's too. But I told my
For
daddy, what we
sure.
gonna stop is I'm not getting no Starberries. That's what I'm not gonna do. I get the clothes, you know
I
what I'm saying? But
I
I'm
get the
not
little
getting
leather jacket.
Right?
you're not about to make me get no Starberries. I'm not getting talked about at school. No, I don't want no
Yeah,
Starberries.
boy.
No. All
Oh
right, man.
man. That is
What about you,
crazy.
For
Drake?
sure.
Man, y'all said a lot, man. It's different because I let them work for it because sometimes it's like this, bro. They gotta learn to work for it, but we also gotta make sure that we take care of them too. So I kind of do a little bit of both, right? So I'm gonna start with the first one. I will let them work for it. So I don't buy the expensive stuff no more. I only do like certain things. Like, I ask, well, how much it costs? Oh, this is 300. This is 500. Okay, so what's the purpose? What do you want it for? There's never an answer if you ask them what the purpose is. If
Ever.
you
Never.
can explain, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do
I
you want
just
it for?
like
What's it
you.
gonna do
I
for you?
just
I'm gonna
like
give you an
you.
example. My son was going to this some kind of dance or something like that, and he wanted these red bottoms, and I'm like, well, how much are they? He's like, oh, they're $300. I was like, well, you're young, you're growing, you're gonna be out of these shoes in probably the next year. $300. Like, what's the plan? So I said, come back with me to solid plan. We'll chop it up about it. came back to me a very solid plan. He said, hey, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get these shoes, but I'm gonna work for it. I'm gonna get the money for it, and then I'm gonna resell them. I said, that sounds like a great idea to me. Cause that got his mind to start working and get off of my dollar. Because at the end of the day, I'm not just gonna buy it if it don't make sense. We re-up
Yeah.
them on Christmas. We re-up them on birthdays. You're gonna get re-up with the stuff that you've been wanting, but it ain't just gonna be on a spot of a dime, right? Another situation was this. So I went back and forth with my wife because my son went to prom this year, and he was struggling with his grades, and he was last year and was trying to like prove himself. I'm like, look, man, look about to turn 18. You gotta figure this life out. So he worked hard. He pushed through. Ended up doing excelling in his grades. Finished school right. Graduated. Did his thing. Okay. Now for most of us, we're like, okay, that's nothing in high school, right? Accomplishment. But my guy had a job coming out of high school. He's already working. My guy finished on top. Graduated. No drugs, no alcohol, none. I never had any of those things. Respects curfew, all of that. Hey, at the end of the day, we hooked him up with a little a little Maybach for his prom, and I worked the deal. I didn't pay all that top dollar on what it looked like, but I worked out a deal that was affordable to me, and it was also to show him what is possible when
Yeah.
you do work hard. So that's why
Yeah.
you also gotta show
Yeah.
them what you can do, but you gotta put in the
Mm-hmm.
work because you can't just put in
Gotta
the
put
work
in the
and things
work.
just magically happen. So like
Yeah.
we kind of best of both worlds, man. We try to give them what they need, but we got to make sure they understand, bro. You got to work, dog. Like you got to
Mm-hmm.
work. That's as long as they understand that, I think we come to a good agreement. Get whatever you want. But now what's funny is now that they're paying for it for themselves, you don't see all
Mm.
those J's and all that kind of stuff because now you got more
Yeah.
Yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I
Like,
mean?
oh,
Like,
yeah.
I just he's been having for 4 months because he just graduated, and I've only seen him buy one outfit, and it was like $165. How much outfit? Like $165. I said, okay, it's your first little, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But you understand responsibility. It's okay, but you got to take care of responsibilities first, and then get yours. So they learning, man. It's
Yeah,
all
for
about
real.
progress, bro. Progress.
Hey, to piggyback off Dre, I watched this. I watched this this interview that someone did with Pharrell, and he talked about that same thing. He said, I don't give my kids everything. They got to know a guided struggle. You got to know
Mm-hmm.
what a guided struggle looks like. They got to understand
Facts.
that, like, yeah, everything. Not you got everything. I could get you whatever you want in this world, but that ain't how. That's not how life works. And
Right.
Exactly.
that's a big piece. When he said that guided struggle, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That was the first time I ever heard something put like that. So
Yeah.
Hmm. What
Like
about
that,
you on
bro.
this one,
I
DJ?
like that.
You hear me? Is he frozen in y'all? DJ?
yeah,
Yeah,
he
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 froze.
froze.
frozen.
He froze out. Oh, there you go. DJ, you back
Can
with
you
us.
hear
Say
me?
something, DJ. Yeah, we hear you now.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. So like with my daughter, girls it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the little jewelry and you got the makeup and you know what I'm saying. They got the braids and all this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they see all the other girls with the bundles and they want to start doing that. I'm just like, so I use that as an opportunity to teach my daughter how to stand out as opposed to looking like
Fit
everybody else
in.
and wearing what everybody else wearing. And I kind of reversed it on them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, why would you want that? I said, we opened up the door. I said, look at all these girls going to the bus stop. I said, you look just like all six of them. I
Mm.
said, it's time to switch it up. I was like, you don't want to look like everybody else. I said, look at them. I said, y'all got on the exact same thing. Y'all got jeans with your knees cut out. Y'all got on a white wear pair of Air Force Ones. You got braids down your back. You got a glittered backpacks and purses. I was like, y'all all look the same. I was like, this is an opportunity for you to be like, all right, I need to start doing something different. And so I kind of got lucky and kind of talked her out of wanting all that kind of stuff. And but man, I get it because we were a basketball family, so we had all the shoes, like all the shoes, all the ladies' shoes, hoop shoes. We were blessed. We had a Nike Connect in Memphis. The lady went to our church, worked at the Nike factory. So anything we needed, when it came out, we had it before. Yeah, so I was blessed to have that. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know, man. I get it,
That's
and I
different.
know. Yeah, I know. So I know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? So, but I knew what came with that, and so with her being a girl, I didn't want that for her. You know what I'm saying? So me as a boy, a young teenage boy, all the girls was on my shoes, or you know what I'm saying. Now that I have a daughter, I have to think completely different from that. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to flip the script on us, like, man, I can get it for you, but what your grades look like? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want Jordans? Well, you right now your grades look like you deserve Converse. So you want
Facts.
Jordans?
Facts.
You gotta step it up in that classroom. I
That
can't I
part.
can't have you. I won't have you going to school fresh and you ain't learning nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I said
Right.
we're not gonna do that.
Mm.
I said, you want to look fresh, you gotta go down honor roll, so you can
There
look
you
nice
go.
and be smart at the same time.
Yes,
So
sir.
I didn't mind it, but like y'all been saying, man, you gotta earn that.
Gotta
It
earn
don't
it.
come cheap
True.
because it
Gotta
ain't
earn it.
cheap.
You sure right. It
Facts.
ain't cheap.
No, ain't
Shoes
cheap.
ain't cheap at all, bro. Shoot, my daughter's foot growing, and I'm like, bro, her shoes getting $100. I'm like, what in the world?
Oh,
Man,
oh,
look,
Yeah,
she just got there, Mike.
yeah, she it's $100.
easy.
I'm like,
Yeah.
God,
It gets
I'm
worse,
looking.
bro.
I'm like, where the $50 shoes at?
Nah, bro,
Oh
you
my,
You better
hurt.
you
What's
better hit
oh
DJ
my.
up to see he still got that Nike Connect.
No,
I'm about to say, where
Right?
$56 shoes at, man?
listen,
It cost us nine. This don't make no
I
sense.
need I DJ, I need that connect, man. My
Yeah, I
son,
need that
Man,
connect too, man.
no.
Shoot.
my son,
for
my
real.
son, my son,
Man,
he
that,
wear
that,
like a
that was a
7 now.
blessing, bro.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
God,
That
that's
was
a
Lee,
that
grown
was a
man
blessing,
size.
man.
that's a grown
That was
man's foot.
great.
Yeah, no
Exactly.
running. Yeah,
That's a
Wow.
man.
dope size.
Wow.
That's a
Yeah,
dope size, bro.
I'm
man,
like,
say these shoes getting too
And you
expensive.
asking for Jordan 4. They were $165 when I
Right.
went to buck
off
80.
the real,
Buck 80. Now they
man.
220, 220, 200.
One,
Don't make
I
no
just
sense. Yeah, man.
and my
But
son
yeah,
was the same size as me. I tell him,
Oh
don't you
man.
even look in my closet.
don't
I'll
touch my
fight you.
shoes.
I'm not
You
gonna.
know what? Yeah,
Don't you
I know
even
that.
try
I
it.
know it's gonna come a day. It's gonna come a day where
Wear
my
up.
son's going there and try to wear my
Man,
shoes.
Wear up.
Yes, Lord, it's gonna come.
you
Straight
gotta
up.
wear my shoes. That's one thing I do not play with, Dad. Don't put your feet in my shoes.
Yes, don't touch my shoes. Don't even look
Nah.
at them. You show right. Don't touch my shoes.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
do not
Nah.
touch them. I got one
I
more
see how
I
question
your
for
did the
y'all.
socks
same
look,
thing, man. I did the same thing. I was getting my daddy's shoes.
Yep.
right?
I got one more question for y'all, man, and we gonna get up out of
I
here.
was in that closet, bro.
It said, I got a question, man. This from my guy Ville, man. My guy Ville, he's my barber. Hopefully he watching and he see this, man. He asked me, he told me to ask this question to y'all. He actually got 4 or 5, so I have to use them throughout the next couple of weeks on on these episodes. But he said, what would you do if your significant other involves their family in your disagreements? I'm a speak to some people out there, man. You have to set boundaries in your relationships. All right.
Mhm.
One thing I always say is you don't want to tell your significant other, to your sister, to your mama, because then they start seeing this light on them. All right. They have this image, they have this thing that they see about them because you painted them in a bad light. You don't want to paint a bad light to your family about your spouse. That's the first thing. All right. Because now when they come around, they treating them differently. They have all these, and here's the thing: it's always 3 sides to the story. It's side A's, side B's, and then it's the truth. All right. And I'm pretty sure you only telling your side of it. And it's probably fabricated. It's probably dressed up a little bit. And it ain't talking about what you doing in the situation. It's only about what they doing. And your family gets
Right.
that. And that, of course, your family always gonna have your back because they your family. So they already on your side, but now you painting your spouse in a bad light. That's why I say whenever it comes to disagreements, go get an outside source or professional help. We have to start using professional help. That's what they're there for. Go to a marriage counselor, go to an actual counselor where you can fix your problems, that you have your own personal problems, because first of all, you got to fix yourself before you fix your marriage and fix your relationship. Focus
Yep.
on you. I always say look
Right.
in the mirror first. What can I
Mhm.
fix before I fix this problem with my wife? What am I
Right.
doing? It starts Michael Jackson. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Start with yourself first. But you cannot go to
Yeah.
your family. You cannot go to your sister. You cannot confide in your mama and spew bad things about your spouse or about your girlfriend or anybody that you're in a relationship with, because it only turns out bad. And now they have this bad light, and they see your spouse in a bad light because you've done it. All right. So that's why I always say keep family out of everything. I don't want to know anything. Don't tell me anything. I'm going to try to stay out of your relationship. All right. I don't really want to be in your relationship. Yes, I have your back, but I don't want to be in you guys' relationship. Go find real professional help. All right. Go talk to somebody else, but keep the family out of it because it can only cause more problems. All right. And then
True.
now the family blows up, and then you getting into it. They bring up something that you thought they didn't know. Like, how did they know that about me? Because your spouse bringing it up to them. All right. Your spouse talking about you behind your back. At the end of the day, you and your spouse are supposed to be a united front. All right. At the end of the day, when you marry that person, when you marry your husband or you marry your wife, they are now numero uno after God. All right. You know, it comes,
Right.
it says God, husband, wife, children. All right. Nowhere in there where it says mama, daddy, brother, sister, cousin. I'm just being honest with you. They come first. All right. So start with that first. That's how you
That's
supposed
good.
to do things when you are a Christian. When you are a believer, that's how it goes. All right. And a lot of times
True.
we choose our family before we choose our spouse. We have to
Mm.
leave away from our leave away from our mom and daddy and go to our spouse. We have to cleave to our spouse. So a lot of times we just don't do those things, but that's just how I look at it. Keep your family out of your disagreements in a marriage or in a relationship. So let's start with Dre
For
on this
sure.
one. Dre, what you got on this one, man?
Man, that's key, bro. You said it, man. That's what the word says, bro. It says, when you get married, your husband and wife should leave his mother and father and hold fast to his wife, man, because you can't have other people's opinions. It's no longer about anyone else but you and your wife. But you have to have someone in the middle to fight, to come to an agreement, because somebody's gonna say I'm right, another person's gonna say I'm right. So who is it? Who's right? How do you come to that? So one, like you said, you gotta have either professional help if it gets too bad, but you shouldn't even have to come to grips with that. We talked about this a while back. Our pride, when we get married, we gotta remove it, because pride will never
Mm-hmm.
allow you to move forward, because we want to be always right, or your spouse wants to always be right. So at
Yes.
first, we have to. It starts with us. Let me remove my pride. Let me remove myself saying that I'm right. I need to first listen to understand, not just listen just to hear you. I got to listen to understand, but never involve your family. Never involve anybody, because that's gonna turn away. That's gonna, like you're saying, that someone else is more important than your spouse. We should never want to do that. The Bible gives clear instruction about that specifically, and we gotta live like that, because as soon as you get somebody else involved, that's exactly who they're gonna run to when things get hurt. You gotta go through those problems together with your spouse. That's how you build, brick by brick by brick. You guys gotta go through that process, and sometimes it's gonna take y'all to go to your own separate places, calm down. But that's like something you got to talk about. Let me ask you, how, when you get upset, how would you want me to approach you? Because me and my wife been through that. I'm like, let's handle this right now. Like, I want to get this done so we can move about our day. But she's like, nah, I need to calm down. And I thought about it. She needs to calm down so she can understand and she can receive it. But if I'm talking and I'm wolfing off at the mouth, she's not able to receive that, we're not going to get anywhere. So we got to understand each other's love language. We got to understand each other, where each other is at, in order for this to move forward. And we got to agree on that.
That's
Let
For
you
real.
sure.
agree on that, because once you agree on that, boom, that's the foundation. That's your boundary. You revert back to, and that
For
will
sure.
help mitigate problems along the way. But you got to leave everybody, even your friends. Don't have her
Yeah.
talking to her girlfriend. It ain't none of her business. Don't chop it up with your boys about any of that. It ain't none of their business. Because that's how so many different people get involved into your relationship, and then you wonder why, what happened. So that's just my take, bro.
That's
That's
good.
good.
That's good. What about you on this one, shot?
It's the same. I kind of dealt with that in the beginning of our relationship. But her and her mom are like best friends. And it would just be like we'll have our little spats, and she'd be like, "Well, it is," and I'm like, that's not the best thing to do. And only reason why I'm saying is when you got too much outside noise, it interferes with the connection that you guys will have. And ultimately, it's gonna either end up with somebody disliking somebody, hating somebody, somebody not, it's gonna end up, like you said, it's gonna end up in a bad way. And so I think the effective way to do it is, the Christ way. Like you said, God
Mm.
first, husband, wife, then kids. In between that, everything else needs to stay on the outside, and you handle that inside. When you handle those things internally, that helps build, like you said, brick by brick, it helps build a stronger bond. It helps build a stronger team and a stronger front. So going outside, getting other information from people, only thing I would say do is therapy. Go seek professional help, because that is how you're going to figure out yourself, how you're going to figure out your partner, how you going to, you get to hear both sides. They're not judging you because they don't know you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're not. It's different when you get people involved that know who you are, that see you every day. They get that negative light. When that negative light gets shined on you, it sometimes from certain people, it's never taken away. And so, and no matter what you do, you could be this big, you could do everything in the world as a husband, as a father, it's always going to be looked at like, well, he did this. I remember when he did that. And I remember how he made you feel in that situation. So it's always going to be that. And, I hate that sometimes people get caught into that. But I was like, I know that your mom's your best friend, but I'm your best friend now. I am.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? Your mom not gonna be with you she's not always gonna be here. So you gotta
Right.
understand that.
That's
You gotta understand that.
good. What about you on this one, Kev?
Uh, I feel like, so you're bringing two different people from two different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? And you merging them together and you forming this union. So if you gonna go talk to somebody like your parents that you've lived with your whole life, you know what I'm saying, who you've done all these things with your whole life, 9 times out of 10, your thought process and stuff is going to be the same. So if you bring in the argument from your household to your parents, you know what I'm saying, that outside source, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna agree with you because they think like you. You all, you know what I'm saying, y'all live together, y'all have the same thought process, you know? So
True.
it makes situations sticky, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
I just keep everything in house, you know, talk to each other, you know. And I'm a lot like Dre wife. I need to sit down and think about it, you know, because my wife is very smart, very cunning, you know what I'm saying? Very, very articulate with words. So if we go into a conversation right away, I'm not going to get a point across that's gonna make sense because she gonna talk circles around me, and I'm gonna sit there like, all right, you know. So for me, I have to be able to sit down and you know what I'm saying, and focus my thoughts
Right.
because
Yeah,
yeah, I have to because I
Yeah.
won't be able to say nothing. I just be sitting there looking at it like I'm dumb, you know. So so I agree, man. It's just keep everything in house, you know. We went through this a little bit, you know, and it was on my end because my family is very close knit, and I had to remember, hey, my wife is most important,
Yeah.
you know.
for sure.
So yeah, we definitely keep it in house, you know, and listen. Don't just have a conversation to speak back. Listen to what your spouse is really saying. You know what I'm saying? You know, let that pride die to yourself. Be humble, you know, and understand that everything that you do is not right.
Right.
Like you
Right.
say, look in the mirror first and fix yourself first. You know, and I
For
think if
sure.
both parties do that, I think situations would be a whole lot clearer, and you'll be able to understand each other a whole lot more.
That's good.
For sure.
All right,
That's
DJ,
good.
what you think
I
on this?
agree.
We're gonna get on out of here.
Man, I'll say this. we'll definitely have to do a part 2 of this question.
For sure.
But man, that no, that's probably the worst decision you could ever make in a marriage is involving other people, man. Because like I got married, I'm not married anymore, but when I was married, I was married young. I was like 20, 21 years old, so both our emotions are everywhere. And anytime we got into an argument, man, everybody knew. Everybody knew. Like we argued on the way to church. Everybody know. I'm like, look, let's just keep it together until we can talk about this table this until after service. Man, why you girls coming up to me because she done talked to their wives? Man, why you? Well, I'm like, how you even know that, bro? Like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? So now you start getting biased opinions, and now you start getting uh, unwanted attention, which is a major problem when I was
Right.
married. Uh, because you talk to somebody else, they don't have your best interest because they're telling somebody else. They're going off to somebody else. So now 3 or 4 people know about your situation and that y'all arguing back and forth. And so now you got one of them that's like, oh, they arguing. Oh, now it's my turn. Oh, so now I can go ahead and make a move now because
Yep. Yep.
they're vulnerable right now. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
so
Yes.
that bringing people into your marriage, man, is I'm telling you, it's terrible in more ways than one, man, and it ruins
Facts.
marriages in more ways than one. So like whether it's your parents, whether it's your friends, because you're telling somebody that's going to take your side. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're not telling nobody that's against you.
Right.
You're telling somebody who's going to favor with you, who's going
Right.
to be like, oh, he doing this or she doing that. Man, I told you should. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, we need a neutral party. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Like when I got married, my dad married us. He's a pastor. Like, man, you can't be our marriage counselor, bro. Like, what do you mean? We got to get somebody else, bro. You can't be the marriage counselor, dog. Like, you no, bro. Like, no, you too close to this. Like that's not gonna work, man. And it didn't. But yeah, man, putting people in your business, man. You can't do that. You gotta sit and talk about it. You gotta sit down and thug it out as a couple. You
Right.
gotta sit down as a couple and thug it out. Keep people out of your business. I promise you, man. Because some people live off of that. They
Yes.
live for mess.
Bro,
They
Yep.
love it.
Real.
speak.
Some people they every Sunday we come to church. How was the week? Not asking because they care, but because they need that information. What's going on? What do you do this time? That's the real question that they ask me. How was your week? What do you do this week?
Hey, facts.
That's the
What do
real.
you
That's what they
do?
really want to
Yep.
know.
Misery
You
loves
know,
company, bro. Misery loves
what
For
do you do
company.
this
sure.
week?
That's
Misery,
real.
misery loves people. And because we're young and we don't really know any better, you just start talking because you think they really care about you. You really think that they got your best interest at heart. But as soon as you finish talking, they get on the phone and call
They running back and talking to somebody.
2, 3 other
Yep.
people. Tell them, well,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
well, little girl, she said DJ, like, man, yeah, DJ came home 2 o'clock in the morning. Man, I had a gig. Like that's why. They're not telling you that part. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
was at work.
I'm telling you, man, I'm thinking, bro.
I'm
Yeah,
about
I
to say,
was
DJ,
literally
you
at work,
I was at work.
DJ, DJ, this was
and they
personal.
leave that they leave the content though.
It is. For sure.
This was real personal for DJ.
I'm telling you, absolutely. That's what I'm saying, man. That things could have went so different for my marriage if other people weren't involved. You know what I'm saying? If so many people weren't involved, and that was
Facts.
another reason why I was willing to move to Texas to get away. I'm like, there's too many hands in our marriage. There's too
Right.
many
Right.
people. There's too
Right,
many
bro.
eyes in our marriage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's one being the pastor's son, and being the drummer of the church. I'm always at the church. Everybody's all in our family's business all the time. So we're always at people's house for dinner. We always somewhere with other people. Like, yo, we gotta get out of here. Like,
Right.
we can't we won't. We're going to continue to stay in this marriage. We stay here. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to go. Like it's only going to be 2 years if we don't leave. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we still didn't make it, but we made it to 9 instead of 2. So, but yeah, man, keep people out of your business, man.
That's good.
That is the best advice I would give anybody.
That's
Hey,
good, man.
Mike, we might need to run that back because I'm gonna ask you this. Maybe you write this one down,
Yeah.
because we can elaborate more. Because what are your thoughts? You don't have to answer this, but we need to write this one down. What are your thoughts on having accountability partners? Okay,
Yes.
we can go into detail more about that one on another level, but
Yes.
because that's a good point DJ is referencing. There's that
Mm.
you can't just go through that. There's a lot of layers to that question. So I know
Yes.
we pressed for time today, but let's
Yes.
add that to the next or whenever you want to bring that back. You know what I mean?
We will definitely add that to the next one because that's something I told you. You can go on a whole tangent. You go about 3 hours on that one
For
itself.
sure.
Oh, for sure.
When you come to
Yeah,
family.
I told you you got to do a part 2, bro. I told you.
Hey, DJ gonna prepare a sermon for us, bro. He about to prepare a sermon.
Listen.
DJ saying another thing.
It's a very, very layered question. I know that. So it's a lot that goes on with that question, and we all love our families, and trust me, I've went through it. I know people that's going through it. It's very tough to tell your mama or tell your daddy something, but you got to do it sometimes. I'm being for real. And we all love them. They raised us, but sometimes you got to draw the line. You got to set the boundary. All right.
Yes, sir.
And that's part of being a man. All right. You have those are the maturations of a man and a woman. Is to tell your mom and dad, hey, this is my marriage. You got to stay out of it. I got this.
Right.
Let me fix this.
Right.
All right. We'll fix this together. You're not in this marriage. It's just me and her. So we got to fix it. Certain
That's
things
correct.
you got to do. Without your mom and without your daddy. So it's very important that you keep them, astray, from your marriage. But man, you guys were great tonight, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate everybody for staying up, later than what we normally do at 9:30 here to watch us. We appreciate everybody that's supporting us on all our different platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, even TikTok. And shout out to the people that's listening on audio. I showed Kevin. I think we're being heard in 56 different cities in 21 different countries, which is awesome. That you can have
That's
that
what's
type
up.
of
That's awesome, man.
people listening to you in the Netherlands and listening to you and I don't know where else, Australia. I'm like, man, all different type of places where people finding our podcast. So you
Praise
never know
God.
whose ears you touching, man.
Praise
So
God.
we appreciate you guys for being so candid because it really is helping somebody. And I thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We are on here every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. If you guys didn't know the time for our newcomers that came on here tonight, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. we do this show. We appreciate you guys. And if you guys have any questions for the show, like Dre just gave us a question, send it to me, send it to my message me any way you can. Email me. I have all different type of ways you can give me a question. We always need questions for the show, and if you guys have a question for the show, send it to me. I got my number. Shot, I gotta get your number. I don't know why I ain't got your number. I've been using you through.
Yeah, man. I text
We gotta get numbers. But yeah, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody for watching tonight. You guys be blessed, and like always, love y'all. And